Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 3 things you can start doing right now that will help you attract your twin flame here in the year of 2019. I know what it's like to be in the beginning of the journey, where all you're really receiving is awareness of just how many and just to what extent the existing relationships in your life are not a match, are not really carrying the soul depth that you now seek. And some of them, quite frankly, can be a real mess, can be a real burden, can be a real stress in our life. And then usually as a consequence of this fact, we start making arrangements, we start moving ourselves away from the negative, denser energy within our relationships, and we find ourselves living that cliche statement, walking the lonely path, the lonely awakening path. And it's lonely. We're not meant to be alone, even if we're introvert, even if we don't like people. Deep down, what we really crave is social interaction, is communication with other human beings. That's a natural need we have in our life, and probably a natural want, a natural desire you have right now. And there can be a period of time where there's that void, there's that vacuum where you've let go, and now you're alone. You have nobody. That's the time when you're ripe to start attracting relationships that will vibe with you, attracting your twin flame, attracting your soulmate. And here's what I've done, because I've been through that entire sequence, and now I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can start doing right away that will help you start bringing towards yourself, magnetizing your twin flame this year. It can be very quick. Manifestations going down very quickly nowadays if you haven't noticed. Number 1 comes from a book that one of my good friends, Selfie, has written. The name of the book is Stay True. Simple advice, stay true, be yourself. Just go out there and be yourself. Yeah, we all get that. We all know we should do that. But guess what? When you start waking up to who you really are, who you actually are, who you've come to find yourself to be, oftentimes sort of prefers to march to the beat of their own drum, tends to go a bit against the grain, tends to rustle feathers when you really are your uninhibited self and your big, bold energy. So as you do that, as you express yourself fully among the masses, among the crowds of people who are generally trying to kind of follow suit with everyone else, you stand out. You rustle feathers, and you can get feedback, you can get backlash, you can get people saying, you're weird, you shouldn't be doing that, get away from me, whatever. People will tend to react when someone really is being themselves fully. So it's not easy. We all know we should be ourselves, but it's not easy to be ourselves. And a lot of people say, Vic, how do I deal with that resistance? I want to be myself. I now know who I am. But how do you deal with all the naysayers? What I've learned is there is no magical pill, and they just do it anyways. Resisting the truth of who you are eventually becomes harder than dealing with the inevitable and likely resistance from those who are triggered by you. Take me, for example. I talk about ascension and twin flames and all sorts of wild topics on my YouTube channel. Well, guess how my family and friends from high school, what do you think they think about all that? My life path has been extremely unorthodox. I'm not going to go into it, but there's a lot of people looking at Victor saying, wow, he's lost his mind, he's completely crazy, he's a bad parent, he's all this type of stuff. Does that happen a little bit now? Yeah. Has it happened a lot in the past? Yeah. But I just did it anyways. And as I started putting my true self out there, the soulmate, the twin, all those types of relationships that really resonate with my soul essence start to come into my life because people can see it. If you're not waving your flag, how do you expect your friends and family and teammates and soulmates and twin flames to actually see it? You can't be playing that old character and expecting to attract your twin flame. It doesn't work that way. You gotta be yourself first. Stay true to yourself first. And I know it's not easy, and I know there might be resistance, but here's the idea. You do it anyway because the payoff is worth it. Because you're no longer going to be satisfied living an inauthentic life. You need to be yourself now for your own happiness, and you know that. And even with the resistance, if you do that, guess what? You might rustle some feathers, but initially, after a little while, you will be heavily rewarded. I guarantee it. Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't just ignore others. Be yourself. Number 2 is to discover and feed your passion, for that will allow your true self to really illuminate and radiate out there for the right people to pick up upon. When I wrote this down, I had kind of a funny memory. I had this personal trainer named Elliot, and he's an interesting guy. He was talking about, he's married, he was talking about his wife, saying something that, he said his wife was one time watching him do these muscle ups, this exercise, and said she thought it was the sexiest thing she ever saw. And he said it's not because he's like, it was a display of masculinity. No. She said it's because I was watching my husband do what he loves. Elliot doing muscle ups is akin to me doing a YouTube video, which is similar to maybe you over there who's writing your blog. When you are doing and feeding and exemplifying your passion, your talent, your truth, it's attractive as hell. People will dig it. People will be drawn to it like a moth to the flame. More specifically, those who really resonate with what you're putting out and cultivating are going to be the ones especially to really just come in and pop in to your life, whether that's a twin flame, whether that's a soulmate, whether that's just a soul brother, a soul sister, a soul grandfather, etc. Your life can start to literally fill up and be piled up with members of your soul family of all types. I have friends that I know for a fact that I have a sisterly soulmate, a brotherly love for them. I have my buddy Aaron, who's like, we are like brothers. We will say that in my core, we are brothers. And he's popped into my life when I started getting on to YouTube. My wife, she is my companion, my soulmate, my love, and my life is filled with these soulmate relationships. And yours can be too, and yours will be too. But it's a matter of how fast do you want to go. You start really being yourself, waving your flag, feeding your passion, and they will show up, I promise you. And number 3, be proactive. I heard this, one of my favorite channelers, Bashar, said, he said, action is the language of physical reality. You can imagine your twin flame all day. You can write down the qualities you hope they carry. You can write down the traits you want them to possess. You can try to get into the state of being that you imagine how you feel when you finally meet them. But a real good shortcut is to go out there looking. Go where do you think they would be? I'll tell you one thing. I host retreats in Sedona and at my house. And the people who choose to come are usually people who don't oftentimes get along with other people. They don't have a lot of soulmate friends. But after 3 or 4 days, you know what happens when it's time for us to leave? We're all a bubbling mess and crying and in tears because the love we feel with one another, those who we vibe with, is so strong and so intense and so real and so like nothing we've ever experienced that it's that sad when we leave. But this group of people at the retreat aren't going to just come to your house. You got to go there. And I'm not just saying my own retreats, I'm saying in general. Now there are meetups. I've heard about this new app called Meetup where you could do look in your local area and find people who are meeting up to celebrate the full moon or to perform some yoga, whatever it is your thing is. Just be smart about it, be proactive, be logical, be physical about putting yourself in situations where you're much more likely to find people that vibe with you. And it's also the language of physical reality. It's saying, listen, higher self, I feel the craving that you're putting into my body to meet my true soulmate or my true twin flame or my soul brother and sister. And I'm going to show you that I hear this by taking a step out there forward and acting on these inner nudges. So I met my wife, met her at an AA meeting a long time ago. We are both in Alcoholics Anonymous. We came from addictions and so forth. And it wasn't really my intention to meet her there, but I was going regularly to a congregation of people who at that time I resonated with. I got along with them, and I made a lot of friends. Those were my people. That was my tribe, and guess what? That's where I met my wife. Okay? So anyways, my friends, I say all this advice. Hopefully you can also understand I have a sense of sympathy for you, because I know what it's like to be lonely. It really is tough. But I want you to know there are options. I want you to know that you're the one in control. And destiny will unfold. You're not meant to walk this earth alone. But you can sort of take destiny into your own hands and be proactive and feed your passion, be yourself, heal yourself, and simply go out there and look for your twin flame. Because you have that kind of co-creative power and that degree of the power of your own intention, backed with your action, you can greatly expedite the process and find your twin flame here in 2019. That's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me say, if you're brand new to my channel, first off, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. I've lately been meeting a lot of people who follow me, and it's a real treat. You guys are all super unique, special, and awesome for what I've gathered. So it's cool to have more people on board. As a gift, I've created a free guided MP3 meditation that will help you heal, that will help you transcend your blockages, which oftentimes cause us to hesitate when it comes time to being proactive. You can pop this on, listen to it, follow it along, and maybe pinpoint one or two of your own blocks and go through the healing process. It's a free meditation. I channeled it myself, and I've gotten a tremendously good amount of feedback for it. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. It's down below in the description box. Also, feel free to check me out on I have a podcast that's called the Awaken Life Podcast. I do this with my wife, a female, and we have kind of a nice back and forth that we do that I think you might enjoy. That's also down below. And lastly, if you want to follow me and see more of me on the daily, check me out on Instagram at Victor Oddo. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. I wish you all nothing but the best. Have an amazing day. Have a phenomenal week. Namaste.